So on my last video, I actually talked about pitting this Sureway Amazon boot against this IUV Amazon boot. They're two budget brands that you usually are going to find that are made in China. You're not going to find them in your boot barn. You're not going to find them in your local Western store, but you're definitely going to find them on the world's most largest retailer, which is Amazon.com. There are folks that are out there, myself included, when it comes to clothing. I really don't like for shopping for bargains. When it comes to clothes, I really like to say, that's what I want. When I go to the store, pick it up, buy it, I'm done. Come back home. And most men are like that. That being said, though, my wife really got me into shopping for bargains. And when it's something as expensive as boots, I'm looking for bargains. But since there's a lot of people who just want to go and buy, I'm still doing these reviews. And that being said, this guy is for $100, does have leather elements in the boot. This guy is for around $50. They were going for $60. I personally got these guys on sale for $49. So I'm going to say around $50, the $50 mark. These go for, and they have zero leather elements to them. So I wanted to talk about them. Let's actually start off with the reigning champ of value when it comes to, or budget, I should say, when it comes to Amazon boots. This guy is about $50 or so. I did a review on him, maybe the second, or yeah, about the second review on this channel. You can actually go and check it out. I review them. They're all black. These are all fake leather. PU leather is what it's called. PU leather, faux leather, I've heard people call it. So you can see it's just super flat, very flimsy, very cheap. Got some paper I'm going to take out. As you can see, I could just kind of very flimsy. The counter, which this should be hard, it's very, I think it's cardboard that's in there. So that should not be a thing with cowboy boots. They're very soft. I could just bend them right in with my hands, no problem. You know, I could fold them in half. They're very cheap and flimsy. And I can't say very enough. So they're very cheap and flimsy, very lightweight. So what's the value in this at all? As I said in my review, my first review, the value of this is that they're dirt cheap in comparison to actual boots. $50, just dirt cheap. And that's kind of what I was looking for in the beginning when I was looking for boots. I was like, I wanted to try cowboy boots on for myself, see how I liked the look of them. That's what this is for. This is like to get your foot wet, to check the temperature out. The biggest value I think that these things offer is, I'm going to, say, a costume party as a cowboy or a Western outlaw. You know, you're going as Jesse James, whatever. And you want it to wear something cowboy boot, something Western. This is perfect. Let's just say you're going to the rodeo for the first time and you want to dress the part, but you don't want to pay $200 and something for a pair of boots back there. You want to just go for a day, see how it feels. Maybe you might like it, maybe not. This is perfect for that. And you'll notice that I'm saying things like costume party, I'm saying things like rodeo, I'm saying things like one time only, if not more. Very sparsely would you wear these things because they're going to fall apart on you. Without a doubt, they're made very cheaply. Even your sneakers are made better than this. So they're made very cheap. They're made to look like a cowboy boot, and that's about it. You're not going to be comfortable in these. They're very thin. I'd love to pull out this. If it's not glued, it's glued. So the insole is glued to the bottom of the boot, so you can't pull it out, but I can tell you it's extremely thin. So on to the Challenger, Amazon's premium boot, which is, you know, their premium Chinese boot, I would say. And this guy is made of leather on the vamp. This does have leather. This is made out of leather. It's not nearly as squishy as this boot is. It's flimsy, it's squishy. This boot actually has some weight to it. The counter area, which is the back portion here, it's not nearly as squishy as this. This is a piece of cardboard. This is not a piece of cardboard. It's not as dense or as hard as some of these boots in my background are. It's actually a lot softer, but it is much stronger than this. This has this rubber sole. Again, this rubber sole is really cheap. You're going to break it very easily. And I'm almost certain this is empty, hollow, with just a couple of maybe ribs of rubber here going across it, so you're not falling into it. This seems a lot sturdier. This does seem sturdier. As I said in my last review, there's no real shank in here at all, I don't think. So this definitely looks like an Ariat boot, but it's lacking in other certain senses. This on an Ariat boot or some of the other ones here, well, all of the other ones here, they all have leather tops, and we call it the shaft. This shaft is not leather. This is actually the PU leather here. Now it's more of a nicer looking PU leather, so you might be able to fool somebody, but again, these always live under your pants, under your jeans, but this definitely is not actual leather. The pull tabs are leather, same material that you're using here, but as you can see, they cut them off quite quickly. And then you're talking about mesh all the way inside, all the way down and into the vamp, which is this portion of the boot, which that actually I've never seen on any of the Cowboy boots, even the cheaper brands back here. Now in here, yes, that's the case. Both of these guys have mesh linings all the way down, and I'll actually get to some of the close-ups. In the close-up shots, you'll be able to see the inside of it. But again, this is definitely a stronger, thicker, weightier boot, which I would expect when I'm paying double what I'm paying for these. So as I'm saying, I think that these are very decent boots when it comes to something that you could actually keep versus this. Again, this is a one-time thing. This is, as I say in my first review of these guys, this is more of a gateway drug, in the sense of saying, look, you're wanting to get into boots. This could be the one that you try them out. They look good on you. You get compliments on, like, hey, those look good. Cowboy boots look good on you. Well, then that could be that gateway drug where it's like, because these won't last. Once you destroy them, you're gonna buy another pair, and you'll buy a more expensive pair because you're gonna want something that's gonna last you. You could upgrade to something like this, or you would probably, once you get into it, you're gonna end up upgrading to something like these boots here, which, you know, run the gamut. These are ostrich, these are ostrich, you know, those are snake skin right there. They're gonna run the gamut, and you're gonna end up spending lots of money, which is good because, you know, hey, if you're entry level where you weren't sure your entry level fee was $50, that's not too bad. All that being said, though, this is a boot that you can actually grow with, and as being your first boot, it'll at least last you, so you could always go back to it. You can always work in it. You could work in the yard with it. You know what I'm saying? It'll always be something that you can kind of have there, and I don't think that this one is going to. It's definitely not going to be destroyed as easily and as fast as this will. So I think that this one is a better bet. So all that being said, let's go to the on-foot portion so you can see what these guys look like in my jeans. Okay, here we are with the IUV portion of this shootout. And here is the square toe. You can see here, it has a different feel and a different look on foot than other cowboy boots, square toe cowboy boots that I've tried on. As you're gonna see, the next pair of boots, the Sureways, do look and feel different than these. These, if you're familiar with the channel and you're just watching this for fun, I mean, you could see that this doesn't look like the regular square toe boots that I've tried on the channel before. Without a doubt, these are boot-like, but there's just a different look to these than the others. I think if you look at my first review of these, the black ones are gonna be better than the brown ones. The black just kind of pull the look off a little bit better than these. They're so shiny. And again, like the square toe isn't really that square of a toe. It's like between square and a really wide round. Again, these heels and soles are just a flat piece of rubber and your foot is just on top of that. But yeah, these are very, very, very thin outsoles. I mean, you could see me flexing them just with moving my toes. So, all right, this is the on-foot portion once again for the Sureway boots in this head-to-head competition. As I said in my last review, in this lighting, just look at that toe box. You can see the that composite material kind of showing through. And like I said in my last review, these are very reminiscent of Ariat boots. So they look like them. They feel pretty good on foot. They're not uncomfortable. And I think that they look pretty good when in the right light. I love the heels and the soles. The heels and the soles are very, very Ariat-like. So, you know, kind of crazy that that's the case, but all that being said, I do like these, and I do like these better than the $50 ones. All right, that is my review and shootout comparison of these two cheap Amazon Cowboy boots. I hope that this was informative to you. I hope it helps you make a buying decision. If you are wanting to get into boots and you don't want to start at the bottom of the barrel, or this video made you think about it and you're thinking about getting something better than something super budget, you know, you can go a little bit higher. Check out some of the other videos on my channel. I go over some of these boots. I talk about pricing, and I talk about some of them that I got cheap. And as some of the other reviewers, such as Jeremiah Craig, who's the godfather of boot reviews, I'm sure you've seen some of his videos. He's the one that taught me that I can purchase secondhand boots that are much better quality than these, and they're about the same price, if not way cheaper. And I've definitely done some reviews on this channel about that. So you should go and check those out as well. But again, if you're not into all of that, you're just like, I want to buy something brand new, I want to buy it now, and I want to get it as soon as I can. Here you are. And hopefully this helps you make a buying decision. All right, talk to you on the next one.